Hello and welcome to Tino Show Forum. My name is Tino Ibitoye, and this is a talk show that focuses on facilitation and participation. Tino Show believes in having a brighter tomorrow in Africa. So how can we have that brighter tomorrow? By allowing participation between we Africans in diaspora and Africans back home. With me today, I've got a brilliant and eloquent gentleman, a lawyer Ibitoye, and a man of God. And I'm sure we'll be, richly blessed with his wonderful words of encouragement and advice and support. We'll be talking about the problems that illegal immigrants faces overseas. We'll be talking about how the Legal Aid Council in Nigeria hasn't really made much difference to the wrongfully accused back home. We're talking about how we Africans in diaspora can work together to support our people back home. You're welcome to Tino Show.
I'm very honored to be here. I want you to know that I don't take this invitation lightly. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well appreciated. Okay, I do know that for so many years now, Africans in diaspora do face a lot of problem, when it comes to immigration, issues. I know that it's not many of us that have the opportunity of living or dwelling overseas legally. Now, some illegal immigrants would not like to return home when they're being deported, because the government have failed them once, and the fear, they've got the fear of facing that, failure the second time. They do not want to go home to live in a deprived, country. So they don't want to go through any deprivation at all. So what I'd like to know is that what would the government offer to them, or what should the government offer these people, when they return home?
Well, the problem of illegal immigration in UK, as everybody knows, is a chronic issue. And I do understand that majority of our people have got a wrong notion of what the UK can offer them prior to actually embarking on their journey. What is to be done in cases of people like that is basically to educate our people so that they can know that coming to the UK, if you are not properly prepared, or if you're looking to come to the UK in order to make better of yourself, when you don't have the necessary facility to survive in the UK, would be a wrong move. In fact, we wanted people to know that they don't have to be in the UK or any other foreign country to succeed. But in hindsight and in fairness to these people, majority of them do not have a sort of like a sounding board in which they can make something out of themselves in their country. Now, where we as brothers in arms with them can help is we can provide facilities or organizations that can help people like that to succeed. Now, what I have advocated in the past is that majority of our people who would come to the UK, if there is a career advisor like organization to inform them about things they can achieve, especially for our students who are coming over to study. Majority of them, after finishing their degree, do not want to go back home, and they think that staying in the UK is the only way they can make something big out of themselves. I have a lot of clients like that who, after getting their PhD, some of them having their masters, are just wasting their time in the UK. They're not doing anything proper. So it's a lot of issues. Now, for those who are being deported to Nigeria, there has to be a separate organization to cater for them while they're there, because since the government is not doing anything much, I know at the moment there is an organization in the UK that help people like that and say, well, we will give you so much amount of money in order to begin life again in your country. But the money they give them is just pitiable. They give them about £500 to start with. If you convert that to Naira today, it's something that somebody can use to live on within a week. And then they are back to square one. Now, this is one of the things that form depression in the lives of these people. Because don't forget, they've got a very high expectation before they set out in the country. They want to make something of themselves. Now, if they are then deported back to the same situation without them having achieved what they've come to the UK or any other Western country to do, then that is where the depression sets in. And then majority of them will end up, into crimes and things like that.
Okay.
We in the diaspora can help by forming an organization to provide something for these people. Definitely. And basically advise them when they get back and, sympathize with them.
That's good. Thank you very much. For your relaxation, comfort, good security, 24 hours electricity, good customer service, exclusive cuisine, Africa and intercontinental dishes, jacuzzi, bar, nightclub, places to hire for meetings and conference hall, come to Gordon Hotel. And for your extra limousine service at a reasonable cost, come to Gordon Hotel.
Hello, Hotel. I've been doing well. Hello, Mr. Jacobs. How are you? So how are you? I'm fine. I've been doing this is the place to be here.
165 Sapele Road, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. Well, I think we're back to what we were discussing earlier on before this interview, that the government has failed so many people, and they seek acquired advantage overseas. They go travel overseas with a different expectation, and once that doesn't happen, okay, they try as much as possible to still struggle on a fast lane. Some of them go on a fast lane, some of them get caught, and then they become a failure the second time by deporting them home. Now, when they're now being deported home, the government doesn't do anything for them. They roam the streets again, and crime is prevalent day by day in Nigeria, for instance. So this type of people, what do you think the government should do for them? You talk about an organization. Now, Tino Show has a legal team, and you do know about the team.
Yes.
And then, like I said, you believe that, you would like to lead Tino Show team. And what Tino Show does is facilitation and participation. Those are the main two objectives of Tino Show. I would say that, having a legal team within Tino Show, would that be a way forward for these people? Because what we'll be doing is to focus on how these people could be assisted, how they could benefit from we Africans diaspora. So what do you think about that?
Well, it's a very noble idea, having a legal team organized from abroad, who will then help people that have been deported back to Nigeria. But don't forget, if we are living in the UK or living abroad, and we wanted to take charge of things like that, we need to have a certain secondary organization or a branch within Nigeria itself that we can delegate work to. What you've said is quite crucial. It's quite important. Security issue in Nigeria, everybody talk about this. But if you look at majority of these people committing crime, majority of them don't have any other alternatives. Now, if we are very serious about the security matter in Nigeria, what the government can do is to encourage people like yourselves and other organizations that have similar intention to help the people by providing grants to them, by listening to their opinion, and then from there, that organization can then start providing advice and providing physical support for these people. Now, majority of the people who are being deported back to Nigeria either will fall into depression or eventually they'll fall into crime because they've got to survive. Don't forget. Now, if somebody is, dropped into Nigeria suddenly after living in the UK, for instance, for about 10 or 9 years, and they don't have a job to fall into, what is the future for them?